What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be going over a very interesting company that did have a big move today, and that company is Exela Technologies, ticker symbol XELA. As you guys can see over here, they did hit a low a few days ago of 34 cents per share, but currently they're trading at 55 cents, and they did have a 32% move to the upside today on some recent news. If we take a look at that news, you can see right here as titled by this article here, and this was published today at about 1:39 p.m. Eastern Time. Exela Technologies up 43% on contract with leading consulting firm. If we scroll down a little bit further, you can see the contract valued at more than $35 million, includes digital mailroom service for more than 90,000 users. And yet, Exela did state at the start of the pandemic that their services do enable a smoother remote working transition for a large number of the customers' global employee base. So this is the catalyst. This is the news that prompted that big move to the upside that we saw today. But regardless of that catalyst, regardless of that news, Exela Technologies is at an absolute steal of a price in my opinion. You can see ever since their previous high up here back on 7/14 of 2021 when they were $5.52 per share, they've been in a consistent and steady downtrend, and they have pulled back to their all-time low of 34 cents per share. And part of the reason for this, guys, is they are heavily shorted. The entire market as a whole was performing pretty badly these past few months, and that's why we saw this pullback. Exela was no exception. But now you can see, as indicated in the background right here, if I zoom in a little bit more, these big green bars, these big green volume bars are showing that users and investors are piling back in, and that's exactly what you want to see before a big move. If I zoom out even further, you can see back at all of their big previous moves, you can see indicated in the background, tons of volume began to pour in. You can see it slowly creeped up, and then it peaked at the spikes. I think that's exactly what's going to happen again. I think we're going to see an even bigger green volume candle tomorrow. We could even push up to 75 cents, maybe even $1. You can see at the moment they are up 5.24% alone in after hours trading. But regardless of a potential short squeeze or anything like that, guys, because like I said, they are heavily short stock. They have been looked at in the past as kind of a short squeeze stock, and you can see up here they did hit a peak of $7.82 as a part of kind of a mini short squeeze when short interest was really high, retail ownership was really high, and there's lots of volume, lots of hype, and lots of momentum. But right now, regardless of a short squeeze, I am a buyer at these prices. I think it's a solid overall company, even at 55 cents, even following a 32% move to the upside. I am still a buyer. You can see if we look at these indicators, this RSI indicator is still indicating that they're pretty oversold. Anything below 30 is considered oversold, and it's currently sitting at about 33.47. So despite that 30% move we saw to the upside today, the RSI indicator is still indicating that they are pretty oversold, which makes them a pretty decent buy right here, especially considering the fact that they have had positive recent catalysts and an increase in volume and overall ownership. And then lastly, down here with this MACD momentum indicator, this orange yellowish line right here is curling back up. And when it curls up and it passes upwards against this blue line right here, that shows a shift in momentum from the buyers back to the sellers. If I zoom out again a little bit further, you can see we had that same crossover back on 10/13, and you can see a few days later we have a huge spike all the way up to $2.40, and we are about to get that cross once again. And these signs are all priming the fact that Exela Technologies is primed for a move back up to the upside. I do expect if we do see this kind of bounce that I'm expecting, I do think it will be a move back up to about $1.30. I think that's a pretty safe price target, pretty safe estimate. And my long-term price target for them, guys, and my fair value, I should say, price target is between $3 to $4 per share, somewhere between these levels that it saw in the past. I think it's extremely undervalued right here, regardless of a short squeeze. And I think you throw in the fact that they are heavily shorted and that they could see a short squeeze, and that makes them a very attractive investment. If we take a look at one more thing before I close out this video, you can see this is over here on Fintel, and this is the short sale volume on the off exchange provided by FINRA. If we take a look at this, this isn't necessarily short interest, but this is more of the short volume ratio for a daily basis. So they don't have today 125 in yet, but they do have yesterday 124. You can see of all the volume traded yesterday for Exela shares, 43.48% of all that volume was being shorted, and this is self-reported data, guys. So obviously this number could be a little bit higher, could be a little bit lower, but still coming in at 43%, nearly 50% of all the volume was being shorted, and that's just something insane to think about, especially considering the fact that they have remained pretty much in this 30 to 40% range for the past few weeks now. And then you pair that with the fact that they did just get a pretty decent catalyst and that volume is pouring in. I do think they will see that move back up to the upside, but be sure to do your own research before investing in any stock or company. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's about it for this video, and I will see you all in the next one.